Morning traders, this is Brad Matheny again. It's the 12th of August. Yes, it looks like the Vortex rally is building a solid base. We're looking for this lower channel here to play out as a base. We do need to break above this downward sloping trend line. Going to be very important that we see this market move. This is the QQQ. So I'm kind of looking at this 457 area as fairly solid confirmation. That would fill this lower gap, which I think we're probably going to attempt to do today, and roll into a new potential upward trend. Now, remember, we're not going to be 100% clear of downward price action here. We need to really get back above this 465, 467 area to kind of clear and move away from this downward sloping channel. But right now, we're moving considerably higher, and it looks good. Let's take a look at the SPY. SPY is kind of doing the same thing. Still has a bit of ways to go to clear that channel. There's the channel here where the D is. Again, that's why I'm a little worried that we could end up moving a bit higher, rolling into some weakness and flagging out over here. We'll see how it plays out. But right now, the gap up trending mode is actually moving pretty good right now. Remember, we had a gap breakaway pattern today, and it looks pretty solid to the upside right now. Let's come over here and take a look at the new indicators that I've created. We are very solid bullish trending after this morning's deep rotation. You see how it caught this downtrend. You can see how it's all red here. We had a number of bearish triggers here, moving to the downside, and we had the exhaustion patterns setting up beautifully. You can see how the pressure indicator weakened through this base bottom here and then flipped bullish right here. Beautiful, nice little bullish move right here in this area. Lots of repetitive bullish signals into exhaustion again. You can see this is a 10-minute chart. Might be a little hard to see. I have it set to and this actually has the resistance channel that I drew last week. So we were watching for the SPY to get above really kind of like that 557, 558 area breaking through. We are now up in the 535 area, fairly strong upward trending. And, if I take a look at this on let's call it a 3 hour and come up here, set this to 30-minute. You can see that we just now rolled into a bullish trend here on the 3-hour chart. We're rolling into fairly solid bullish confirmation here. You can see here, let me remove these drawings, that we're moving into upward trending here. A little bit of rotation through this morning, but fairly solid green trending all the way up above the 382 levels. Right now, pushing higher. Moving through rotation up here, still a little red on the 30-minute, but solid green down here on the 3-hour. Let me set this to 4-hour. And again, 4 hours, a little bit longer term. We're still battling with the 382 levels. So you can see that we're not really going to be, solidly bullish until we get above 544 on the longer term data. And that's fine with me. I mean, we need to see confirmation back to the upside, or we need to see these 382 levels drop. So that's really what I'm looking for right now, is to see the 382 levels drop. You can see that we've gone into this light green kind of background right here. This means we're moving bullish, and we're bullish here. We don't have yet a new bullish trend setting up on the pressure wave indicator, but I think it's coming. It looks pretty solid. Let's go down to 1 hour. See, 1 hour is green, solid. The 1 hour unique 382 level is lower. We're right in the middle of the 1 hour ultimate 382 level. Solidly green right now. Little red on this unique 382 level, but bullish trending here, a new bullish wave here. Looks pretty solid. And again, this is the 30-minute. We're into a very solid bullish wave here. Not yet, and again, you can see here, not yet very strong. These bullish waves that stay fairly, and bearish waves fairly narrow here, these indicate that you're not getting a lot of consecutive new high and new low triggers. When we get into a big wave like this, okay, you're going to see that we get into big, solid, reversal of trend type of triggers. And we may see some back over here. Yeah, here we go. Start getting into these very solid upward trends. You're going to start to see numerous unique and ultimate highs broken. That's what this is actually tracking. How many past unbroken new highs and lows do we have? Well, you can see in this downtrend, we're going to have a bunch of highs and lows that were not broken through this trend, particularly in this downtrend here, particularly back over here in this trend. So as we accelerate, if we accelerate, we're going to see some pretty solid acceleration here of this trend. It's going to have a lot of Fibonacci highs and lows that end up getting breached and triggered. So I'm pretty confident that the markets are attempting, I'll go down to a 30-minute here, that the markets are attempting to move into that broad flagging formation that I suggested was likely to take place. In other words, I really think that we're looking at a potential for this lower channel, pretty much right across here, to move us up into this 538, 539, 540 area. I think that's a pretty solid objective right now for the upside move that's taking place today. Now, tomorrow we have the breakaway pattern in trending mode. Then we have a rally and carryover mode. If this trending continues, we could attempt to fill this gap by Tuesday, Wednesday, and we could attempt to move back up into this, call it 548, 550 area fairly easily on this rally type phase that's taking place right now. And again, I think that we're moving up into this area. I think that it's fairly common. I think once we get above about the 542, 543 area, we can safely assume that the market trend is going to continue to rally. And as I mentioned to you earlier on the weekly chart, my objectives on this chart right now are for the market to move aggressively higher in kind of, well, definitely a vortex rally phase. So ultimately, guys, if we get up in this area, we're going to be looking at this. I've already highlighted it. This area here as our targets. Let me see if I can grab this, drag this out. And again, these are going to be our targets right here. It's very important to understand that we're down here at 535 roughly right now, and we're going to be moving up into the 601 to 605 area, and then eventually up into the 633 area. I see this as almost inevitable at this point. So pay attention. I think we're making a big move. I think the next big move is to have to get back above this 562, 563 area. And I think we could, as I highlighted earlier, could see that happen as a moderate flag rotation right here. So let me move the D pattern up. Oops, wrong one. I think we could easily flag out this week, move into a breakout pattern next week. So be aware, as I mentioned to you earlier, it's kind of hard to see. I'll spread it out a little bit. But I think we're going to move into a flagging formation this week. And I think that's going to be a natural flag. So you can see this blue line here and this blue line here. Very important to understand that I believe that flag is going to be very critical to our understanding of price going forward. I think we're going to see, we've seen a big rally. We could see a big breakaway. I'm not saying it can't take off and rally up into this area, but in reality here, folks, I think we're going to flag. I think it's going to consolidate and roll, and then maybe roll down one more time into this 530 area, 528 area, and then we're going to rally back strong out of it. Okay, guys, let's see how this plays out. Let's take a look at gold while we're at it. Gold had a pretty good move this morning. Yeah, pretty solid. Let's come out here and take a look at the daily chart. Good, solid rally in gold. Look at that move. Okay, so where we're at with gold, like I said, I still do believe we have a chance for a flag. I will be cautious. We're going to run into some resistance probably up around this rejection area. You can see this rejection area very cleanly across these three black handles right here. You can see how it's rejected, rejected, rejected. We need to clear that level. So we need to get above 2,500 with a clear momentum move. And then, like I said, the move to 2,550 should be pretty quick. Again, be prepared that we could see some kind of a roll down into this area before we rally up higher. And again, that's what I've been warning you. I think we're going to move into a flagging formation, but as long as we continue to get this type of momentum, I think we're really capable of a deep V bottom. In this case, for gold, it would be here, rallying straight up. But again, time will tell. Right now, it's a matter of price has to defend these levels. It's doing a good job of defending these levels. We need to see it rally. We need to see it continue to rally in order for the markets to move away from further downward risk. Remember, Fibonacci price theory teaches us price is always attempting new highs or new lows, always. Okay, so now when we look at this, having these new highs, this is very solid. When we look at the SPY, having new highs, very solid. We look at the QQQ, having new highs, very solid. Look at the IWM. Let's see if we've got any new highs here. No. Weakening here on the IWM, breaking below the channel, really possibly going to flag out. This is, again, an indication we could be moving into flagging and not necessarily trending. So we will see how it plays out. Take a look at the Dow Jones. No new highs yet, kind of rolling into a flag. So be aware. We're getting some mixed signals right now. And we do need to see this flagging abated, meaning we need to see price rally out of it, or we're likely going to flag. And again, if we do flag, we're going to stay in a fairly tight range, right in this area on the SPY. Call it 537 to 528 roughly, trying to flag out and move higher. Okay, guys, more later.